good evening on a Saturday, and welcome to Rogue Roundtable.
Rogue Roundtable, the first
very
episode.
Excited.
First episode. What's up, Champagne?
Hey,
Sorry,
well,
that was a little loud there. I'm hyped.
We got to get our levels, make sure everyone's sounding good. This is 90.1 FM WEFT Champagne, just for all of you out there listening. My name is Eric, and this is Rogue Roundtable.
Episode 1, man. This is the first one.
all right. Well, I think today we want to go ahead and get started talking with some topics. Would you be able to start us off, Eric?
Oh, we had talking points today? I actually didn't do my homework, which is not...
Oh, man.
Dang it, Eric.
You didn't do the homework.
It's the first episode, bro.
Hey, listen, we were supposed to, like, this is, we had the whole vision, mission. We have an idea of what we wanted to do with the show, and I thought episode 1 was kind of setting expectations. So that's step 1.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit, yeah.
Step 1, I won't do my homework on time.
Oh,
But no, we also were bringing songs. That was also the big thing. So that was kind of where I came packing heat today. What about you guys?
Oh, I got some heat. I got some heat lined up. Wait, weren't we going to start it off by going around and telling everybody just who we were and who they was hearing?
You're right. I'm getting ahead of myself.
You are getting ahead of yourself, my man. That's the one thing I love about you, though, brother.
I'm so excited. I'm just so excited. All right. Well, let's go around the table. While I'm talking, I'll go ahead and introduce myself first here, and we'll just circle around the room here. I am Humbly G, coming to the table today, and very excited to talk about some music, some art, technology, business, all kinds of things.
I am Eric. I've been on WEFT before. I am back, and I'm excited to talk mostly about what's happening in the community and in the region. Today, I don't have much, but we've got some tunes which I'm excited to talk about.
And then that leads me. I'm Johnny Cash. You might have known me from the Rogue Tendency back in the day and the Green Team. They got me up in the studio. We're going to be talking about music. I like motivation. I like loving life. If you've ever listened to my music, you would know that. I like horror movies. And you know I like wrestling, brother. So we might talk about all kinds of stuff up in here.
We've got another...
I'm your main man, Rio, man. We're coming here. Tons of wrestling love, business, entrepreneurship, everything under the sun, man. We're coming with heat all day, every Saturday at 10 p.m.
Yes. That is right.
All right. Well, I think we've done some introductions around the table. Do we want to go ahead and jump into? Is it okay if I jump into a topic?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Go for it.
All right, so
you're at the...
Is it okay if I jump in, please? All right. So I did want to talk to all the musicians out there and the artists and really anyone that is trying to look for a starting opportunity. And what I mean by a starting opportunity is, are you looking to up the ante on your craft? You're looking to get paid. And I know a lot of people, myself included, who have had to make the transition or are making the transition and are trying to go from making something from a hobby into a profession or a career. And so I just wanted to offer a little bit of advice towards that. So let's start with music, since that's most of what my background is. I'll use that as an example. And a lot of the musicians in the area have talked to me in the past, and I just want to tell them that a great way to get involved is to go to the open mics around the area. And doing these sorts of things where you get comfortable with using a microphone, with being on stage, with looking audience members in the face, which is a scary thing for a lot of people, right? I'm a server at a restaurant, and I still get nervous talking to people sometimes. But the point is that by doing these things, you get more comfortable with what you're trying to make your profession, your craft. And by having these opportunities, you then get seen by other artists who can then put you on shows. And this is a big thing, because if you don't know anybody and nobody knows you, it's hard to get out there. So the same degree, if you're a musician or producer, right, and you record people or do this sort of thing, it can be hard to go to an open mic to showcase this. So you want to try and find other people who are doing what you are doing and try and get involved with them. So if you're a producer, there's a studio in town, you might try and go to them and say, look, I'm really serious about this. I want to commit in some way to try and learn what I can from you. But if you don't have any money, I'm willing to do some things for free. Now, the thing about this is you have to know what you're there for. If you don't know what you're there for and what you're there to learn, then it's much more likely to get taken advantage of. And while it is good sometimes to just go into things and learn what you can from them, you'll get a lot more, and you know when to leave and say no if you go in with that purpose beforehand. So try to, in this case, find as a producer a studio where you can go and get some work with some people, learn as much as you can, and then that alone may get you part of their clientele. We'll give you a reference, we'll get you a portfolio started, help you get a resume in order. So the idea is whatever you are looking to do, try and find people who are already doing what you do a little more successfully, and try and learn from them what they're doing that you aren't, maybe, or whatever your weakness is. Try and study those things in particular. So just wanted to say that. And also, I've been talking to a number of my friends recently about trying to stay motivated. And so on that effort.
Well, real quick, just to jump in.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Saying here, Grant. Open mic nights are a great way to build a network. In the music business, a lot of what's going on is built upon relationship. So open mic nights are a great place to, like you said, go and meet people who are in your field. It gives you a chance to practice your craft, getting comfortable in front and performing live. But most importantly, it's a great place to build relationships. It's a great place to meet other artists. It's a great place to start getting your feet wet with the networking and getting into the music business. So utilizing the open mic nights are a great way to do that. And also for artists who are also looking to get paid, it's a great way to really start monetizing. If you are an artist that has taken the step and gotten into things like merchandising and things, you can make money at those events. Do not take it as those events as something where
there's a missed opportunity. Right, there's something
exactly.
there.
They're not lower caliber events just because they're open mic nights and you don't have a guarantee per se. It's a great time, a great way to get with some other people and grow your brand. So no, do not discount the open mic opportunities at all. And there's a lot of them here locally in Champaign as well. So
I really love that you said that, because there was an artist from Bloomington that came a couple of years ago, and I think Johnny Cash here remembers.
Oh yeah,
Brandon Daz. He has so much energy, and I remember one thing he told me, which was, I sell almost more merchandise here in this town than I do anywhere else aside from my hometown. And he's like, it's and that's at an open mic. I've been selling that, and it's crazy to come to these open mics and see a lot of people that don't have a link they can give people, stickers, T-shirts, these things to sell, when people might be willing to invest in them. And it's difficult to get these things, but I guess the point is that there are resources out there. Other artists are doing these things, and so you can try and find them and make these rapports, these relationships where they can help you. Because really, most people, aside from the fact of being busy and trying to be on their own grinds, have no reason to not help the other people, because they've been going through the same stuff. So they want to make that easier.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel you on that one. Here, I'll sit on down here. We can talk.
Yeah, we're playing musical chairs in the studio a little bit.
Yeah, we're trying to get our bearings here and figure out how we're really going to do this. We got 3 microphones, 4 people, and we're going to have a guest tonight too. We got Gatson coming in here.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Probably about around 11 o'clock, I think. But yeah, let's get on here, because Humbly G was just telling me, saying something about motivation, and kind of gave me the nod on that, because that is one of my things. Being a musician, it gets really troubling at sometimes. Some things happen in your life, and it might knock you off your path a little bit. You might not know what to do or where to go with it. Excuse me. But for a personal example of that, I had a song when I was with the Rogues and we were doing our thing called The Best Days of My Life. And basically, when I started writing it, that was true. But about halfway through it, the whole thing kind of came crashing down around me. And that was kind of one of those things that I didn't really want to make that song at that moment, but I decided that I should do it. And it really helped push me through and made it so I could get through that, on my own. And I think music's really therapeutic that way, even from an artist's perspective. I know I've seen the other side of it too, because it can kind of drain you after a while. So you definitely have to always worry about yourself and take care of yourself first. I think for this past year, I've just been making lemonade in the shade, man. I haven't even been really worried about music too much or doing anything like that, just because it is what it is. We got some songs playing in the background in the studio. We're getting lit tonight. It's Saturday night. I know it feels great outside right now. If you're asking me, when I was walking up, I think we had a little thunderstorm, maybe a little rain coming in. But hey, that never hurt nothing. We got to smile through the rain, smile through the pain. That's kind of what we do.
But you said in the middle of that like at some point you kind of lost the motivation to work on this song that was more like a sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
Like this is where you were in life, and then that changed, but like you're still working on that piece.
I was still working on that piece. It was, because when you start, it was a banger. If you're asking me, I'm going to tell you that song was a banger. So I had to finish it. It was really good. And
he's not biased at all. It's cool.
Right.
It's cool.
Like I do make music. When I go down and sit and make music, I like to kind of broaden it so people can vibe to it. But every now and then I have to say something down that I can go back and listen to and remind myself, hey, it's okay. Like, you know what? Today
It's okay, man.
Exactly. Today might not be the greatest day. Tomorrow might not be that groovy either. But eventually the storm's got to pass and the sunshine will come back out and you'll be smiling. And everything will be good. And that's kind of what I did with that song. I think I played it live one time. And then like the second time I went and played it live, people in the audience was singing along to it. And that's when I was like, okay.
That's how you know.
That's how you know.
That's a good chorus.
It really was. It was fun. It was happy. And I mean, now that everything's passed, that was like 3 or 4 years ago. It's still a true song. Those were the best days of my life, even though all that happened. I think even in the darkness, you can still have a good time.
Yeah, but how did you find like the way out? 'Cause topic's motivation, right? Like, so you just
how did I find the way out of it?
Keep going.
Man. So I'm one of those people that I really don't like to sit around and I wouldn't say take advice from other people, but I'd kind of put it as that. Man, I don't really know how to say it. Like, I kind of like to do my own thing and figure out my own path with things and things I believe within experience in life. So a lot of that like had to deal with like a really loved one passing away. So I mean, like you grieve for a while after that, but you'll move on because you got to. The sun's gonna rise the next day, and you're gonna have to keep on moving on. And you just got to keep looking that every ending still has a brand new beginning after that. And any day is full of any sort of possibility. And I don't use the word hope. I don't sit around and say, man, I hope or nothing like that. I want and I get. And that's kind of what I needed in that time. Like I had to get into my own head and be by myself and kind of put on the music that would motivate me and keep me happy and smiling and surround myself with the people that kept me happy, which was all my guys in the Rogue clique at the time. And my boy Pudgy.
Rogue.
Got to give love to Pudgy anytime I can. Yeah. And I mean, I kind of took a step back and focused on myself for a little bit. And it came down to it. I think Humbly G actually ended up recording the song in the long run. And that album, like the album it was on was a good album because the Rogues really pushed me out of my box. Because usually I made songs about like, hey, let's party and let's smoke and it's all good. Life's groovy, bro. But then they was like, hey, there's more to you. We know you, and there's a lot more to you than that. And somebody might vibe with that. So they really pushed me outside the box and pushed me to go do things. And that's kind of what I like and kind of what I do within music and my own music and the music I listen to. And I believe right now we got it queued up, a song that I brought in myself. It's by this guy named Chesky. It's this song. I consider this song one of my favorite songs of the year so far. It came out back in April, and it has to deal with all the people that he's lost throughout doing music through like suicide or drug overdoses or anything, because we deal with that a lot. And I had to deal with that a lot in that music and in that time period. And that was one of the motivators to get me by, was because I just felt like if I gave up, I'm giving up on those people too. So we got to keep on pushing. And this song, like I said, it's by Chesky. It's called Sans Soleil. It's off his album Sad Fat Luck that just dropped, and I think this is the best song that came out this year, personally.
Dude, I mean, that's about the best endorsement I've heard for something. So is it time? Should we hit play?
Let's do it.
Here we go.
This has been an awfully costly trip, taking many parts of me with it, taken away. Finished with the talking about it, once my words are hardly making sense anyway. awfully costly trip, but this planet hasn't lost me yet. Take me away. This has been an awfully costly trip, but my body hasn't brought it yet. Sun Soleil. Wrote another eulogy for a friend that will stay hidden inside a notepad, never to be read. On a plane again, devastated while all these strangers are staring with mouths agape at my face as if they pity some sort of elephant man. Listening to love song for dead Che, followed by the requiem. Thinking of short lives, how Amadeus was 35 when he died. Yet somehow I'm alive, with both feet standing on Galapagos Islands, where Darwin spent 5 weeks to be immortalized. I'm only discovering ways to hide this heart-pounding anxiety from my mother's eyes. I feel her sensing that I'm not fine, and she's right. She sees the creases on my forehead grow darker from feeling the cold breath of death on the back of my neck each night. Na na na, na na na, na na na, na na na, na na na. Na 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 na. This has been an awfully costly trip, but this planet hasn't lost me yet. Take it away. This has been an awfully costly trip, but my body hasn't rotted yet. Sun Soleil. Wrote a song for Rob called Survival Part 1. Wrote one for Maria called July It Snowed. Can't believe we lost you 6-0. Fuck, I hate the fact that you never got the chance to see your beautiful girls grow. Bender's mother's handed me a painting of his son smiling. I missed the way he drunk dialed me to speak in blood meridian wildly. They kicked me out of Canada, never saw him again. Niles and I talked death, about the times we felt numb enough to make life end. A year ago he wrote he had a year left. Still didn't want to believe it when I received the text. Cleaned his house spotless, fed the pets. Wrote a short note, put a rope around his neck. Feel bad I never wrote back about that Death Grips track. I was hating, now I'll listen back. Jay, Brian, AJ, Noah, fucking smack. Such beautiful art stopped dead in its tracks by track marks. Figurines of sad, fat luck cats sit armless in bodegas. I wish I could have saved you. Wish I could have saved you all. I wish I saved you. Wish I could have saved you. Today the perfectly curated image galleries of their lives are left on social media sites frozen in time. Pretty girls on the internet ask me if I'm fine. I reply, I'm alive. Alright. Na na na, na na na, na na na. Na 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 na.
I'm not here. Welcome back, everybody. That was Chesky. Like I said, San Soleil. That was still Chesky. This is Johnny Cash, though, and we are Rogue Roundtable. here on WEFT Champaign 90.1. So yeah, that song actually helped me with a lot this past year because, you know, one of the things is I was doing a lot of positive music and I was always trying to be happy, you know, reaching out to people. Hey, man, if you're ever down, hit me up. And I went through a spout of losing probably 2 or 3 really close friends due to suicide over like the span of a few months. And we were all one real core group of friends and whatnot. So it was hard for me as an artist to keep trying to push through and then still be happy and deliver this happy message to people and whatnot. But I mean, you know, when I break it down to my core, that's just who I am as a person. So
superhero?
Not a superhero, but I mean,
stay humble.
I used to actually want to be a superhero when I was a kid. My mom caught me all the time trying to climb out my window, and I was going to try to save Villa Grove from all the evildoers.
That's not at all surprising to me.
That huge city of Villa Grove is just dying. They are dying for a superhero at the music. Sorry, I get hyped, so I'm sorry if I quit.
No, definitely get hyped.
But yeah, she had to stop me. Thank you for that, Mama Bear, because I'm happy to be here right now, and I probably wouldn't had I tried to climb out my window with belts.
This is your PSA for the day. Listen to Mama Bear.
Do not try that.
Play another one of your tracks here.
But yeah,
is it me? Who's up next for music?
It doesn't matter. Like a true parent.
It does not even matter.
Swap rotation. Do you want to play one of yours?
We got a couple.
I feel like we time-wise probably
Rhoda would be jealous of us, man.
That's half the show is talking, like more or less. But yeah, we could play one of mine. So I've got 2 songs queued up, and I think I'd rather start with the Abstract Orchestra song. So this is a really interesting group. So the song I'm going to play is a cover of a song done by Mad Villain. If you don't know Mad Villain, I'm sorry, you're missing out on excellent hip hop. And if you don't know Abstract Orchestra, you're just missing out on excellent music. They're a UK-based instrumental set of, I think, 14 to 18 musicians that take hip hop beats and then make them with like classical instrumentation. So that's what you're going to get exposed to right now. So that is Abstract Orchestra. This is their version of Mad Villain's Accordion.
seconds, y'all. And we're going to do a little PSA here for the IMC call for artists real fast. The IMC Gallery space is looking for local artists for shows. The space is located in the lobby area, so the work will have a good deal of visibility. They are currently taking proposals for shows as part of a monthly gallery rotation. Preference will be given to collaborative work or artists wishing to exhibit a single project or body of work. They are open to all media. Submit proposals to travis.hocutt@gmail.com. All right.
This has been a public service announcement.
I feel like I got to do sound effects after everything.
I just want to basically do sound effects most of the night, realistically. If I could get away with it.
Is it too much to ask for? Is it really?
That would just make us sound like every other radio DJ.
Yeah, but I just don't want to use a soundboard. I just want to use my face.
I was going to say, not if all three of us do it.
Just a bunch of madmen just making a bunch of like puttering noises into a microphone.
So
oh my gosh.
The show.
It's evolved into chaos early on. Grant, how can you save us?
All right, saving us. Hey guys, so we're everybody, friends out there. We're a community show, but in all seriousness, we do want to be involved in the community, and we're big supporters of a lot of the things going on. Whether it is the wrestling shows, whether it is the music, whether it is the newer business owners and entrepreneurs, whether it's the people working in those newer businesses, etc. So in efforts of that, I did want to show a little bit of love. Svinstock is an event coming up in the near future here, August 3rd, just outside of town. It is a charity event that has now been going on, I believe, for a few years, running annually, thanks to Steven Sven. And he runs this off of his own property with as many musicians as he can get together. I believe there's 16 different music acts playing this year. And it is a benefit that has the proceeds going to Girls Rock CU, which is fabulous. It's an organization that is a local organization trying to give more opportunities to women in the music scene. Because if you are not a part of the music scene, just as the rest of the world, it is harder to push in elbows, especially if you are a woman, into the music scene.
Do things like provide instruments, lessons, things like that, right?
That, and they put on shows. They do a lot of networking. So people who are looking to get lessons, they try and help them. And a lot of it is show oriented from what I understand, but I think lessons are a big part of it as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I really do love that Svenstock show going on. And I'm not biased at all, again, but you can find Smoke and Space and a bunch of other acts performing that day over there. Over in Blackbird.
He knows about to call him out for that not biased comment.
He's
not biased
looking
at
at me so hard across the desk. He's like, where is it coming? Also going on tonight at Blackbird, over in Urbana, we have another installment of the Cypher Series going on right now. Bars. Woo! Champagne Cypher Series. A lot of work's been going into that. If you haven't kept an eye on that, that is one of the bigger heads of the hip hop and rap scene locally as far as consistency and things go. Past couple of years, they've done shows in 12 or 13 different towns, a couple across the state border, several up in Chicago, and they've been doing video and stuff for this, releases, promotions, all sorts of things, and it's been involving dozens of artists. So it is very cool to see, and we hope there's more opportunities just like that for everyone else, not just hip hop and rap, which, as always, everybody needs some extra representation.
See, now you're staring at me. I've got no comments.
You were
on that
smiling
one.
across at me. I was like, I gotta look back at
I just can't be
him.
a smiley, happy person. I'm waiting for your song, man. That's what I'm
waiting for. All right, segue. So hard segue. All right, so
the super loose segue.
Tonight, at Blackbird there's a bunch of performers, but one of them is a friend of mine, and his name is,
what's his name?
Mo Pesci, the good fella.
What's his name?
Mo Pesci, the good fella.
One more time.
Mo Pesci, the good fella. Yeah. All right, not into the microphones, fellas.
No, that was great.
Lean away. All right. Sorry about that. Mo Pesci, the good fella. He always comes on stage and leaves it just the way he starts it, with the acronym YAOP. Y'all ain't on point. yeah. And it's one of those beautiful things because you can Marco Polo with him around town. If you see him across the street, you can just be like, yeah. And he'll just yell it right back at you.
I know, like, he doesn't even have to know who you are. He just does it.
He does. Yeah,
that's
he's kind of a superhero in that regard. Is that just in my? I have a strange view of reality. It's possible.
Everyone that's cool is
a little too much famous. There, look at that superhero right there.
I mean, if you just let me yell at you from across the street, like that already puts you like at plus in my book. So like the fact that he's going to return just like that, already a fan. But no, I definitely love seeing Pesci perform. He was on here last time I had a show. That's part of what prompted this. The original like time that I had a lot of the Rogue guys on. So huge fan of Pesci.
Yeah, and he really does have a great energy. He's part of the open mic family over at Canopy, and before that, Cowboy, and part of the music scene in general. But this next song that I want to play is a release of Pesci's. He just put out a 5-song EP that is going to be coming out. And I'll get you a little more details after we play this song because I just want to jump right into it. But this is one of the songs. He's performing this at Blackbird as we speak, or later tonight. And this is one of those songs that he chose off of that.
Delinquent. Shout out my man, Humble G. Yeah. Mound City. Yeah. Let's get it. Off this CBD, listening to B.I.G. Cause shorty ass is juicy and it's VIP. All praises to Muhammad, couldn't be Ali. Water to your Hoover Dam, where the Chief Mali. Hey, we back. After the blackout. Round 2. Let's get him though, Humble G. Bro, focus, baby. Illegal. Yeah. Ain't asking for forgiveness while I'm giving y'all the business. The rap Freddy Krueger, just paying y'all a visit. Told my man rapping fast, rather be rapping last. School of hard knocks, smoking weed with him after class. Was a good kid, all they see is my fractured past. Trying to put it back together like a shattered glass. Call on wiretap, trying to get the cargo. Seen a hand dealt, then we tried to switch the cards though. Hoping for ace, judge opening the case. Baby mama praying and just hoping that you straight. Thoughts of being a single mother, not knowing what it takes. Through the hurricane winds, can she hold it all in place? Even made Stevie wonder when I showed she was fake. Now she mad I'm in my bag and on the road to the safe. Close to hell, posted bail, told I'm supposed to fail. Tupac against all odds. They don't know me well. Then mama, keep your head up. I'm going through some changes. She said I ain't mad at you. Now that you explain it, shed so many tears. Holler if you hear me. But now all eyes on me. I see clearly. I see death around the corner. So I bomb first. They get me. Just bury me a G in my Converse. Pour out a little liquor. After y'all go hit them up. How long will they mourn me? Well, I don't give a f. They say life goes on, just live it up. Smile then, picture me rolling, picking up. Now we celebrate. Outcasts is elevate. At first I want competition, but now it's hella hate. I do something, they do the same, thinking I don't see it. Snapchat seen it first, right after I IG it. You know that it's winning soon as you being copied. Imitate my style, good luck on trying to stop me. Always follow the creed till shit turn rocky. No back against the ropes, I'm hitting in the middle. Life begin, then it ends. Only missing is the middle. Life begin, then it ends. Only missing is the middle. The sun never goes down. I don't know what line he told me once, but and the moon never rises.
Ahoy! All right, welcome back. Yeah! That was for you, Pesci.
Just so everybody knows, I took my shoes off about 10 minutes ago. I'm just getting real comfortable tonight, okay? Getting real comfortable in
Real
here
comfortable.
tonight.
Don't tell our bosses.
Yeah, no, oh yeah.
I mean, I'm unbuttoning. Oh no,
Nothing-
look at me.
Eric.
Like,
No.
Eric.
Hey, I'd like to point out the fact too. So, while that last song was going on, your boy was over looking at the new music shelf, and I was looking for hip hop because that seems to be tonight's theme, and I found this classic new music from Eazy-E.
classic new music.
Classic new music from Eazy-E that came out in 1998. Man, like
How is that on the new music show?
We need to update that part. I can put my hands in and help update that, so it's all good. I just found it funny. Okay,
No,
my bad.
I'm a big fan of that too.
I am though. Eazy-E is a timeless classic though, so I think about every day I wake up, I'm like, I want to listen to Eazy-E like it's the first time I ever heard it.
That's great.
I'm trying to think of any song title I could say on the air, and I'm just like, nope, I can't reference any.
Boys in the Hood. That's about it.
Easy does it. I heard that
Easy
one.
does it. Okay.
We want easy.
For the love of money. Okay.
Yeah, for the love of money.
It's getting a little bit easier now
Yeah.
that we're getting down to it. Oh. What else am I supposed to talk about right now?
I mean, nothing realistically. I thought we were going to move on to Rio's selection. I'm trying to get him to do some. What is it? You? He's looking at me like,
It's my music. Oh,
it's yeah.
Either way,
Let's-
let's just play something. Let's play something fresh.
Play something fresh.
let's play something. Okay, yeah, drop mine then.
All right, we got Rio's track. Whatever. You're way off on the other side of the universe practically, and cut
Everywhere
areas.
right now. I'm all over this place, but no.
God of the
track
studio.
that I selected is Grace and my man Johnny Cash here. We're both wrestling fans, and man, my man Enzo is touching people a lot right now with a lot of positivity. And this song Grace is about a special person. So if you have that special person, you should understand how it takes a lot to put yourself into your music sometimes and really go there. And like we were saying earlier, so I want to play Grace in order to give people that feeling to know that it's okay to touch on those emotions sometimes. So
It's cool to be genuine.
Yeah,
kind of like
definitely
that.
Cool to be genuine, definitely cool to be nice, but more so, it's cool to have those people in your life that motivate you in these great ways. So, yeah, we're gonna drop Grace by Enzo. Real
Lost
one.
my place, been lost in time and I've been lost in space. Lost my mind, I done lost my way. Flew around the world, I done lost the whole day. Stuck in the middle seat between the rock and a hard place. We done lost time, baby, I done been away. But you gotta miss birthdays if you wanna be great. And I want it in the worst way, I know that you pray. And there ain't enough time in the day. And granny ain't got enough beads to pray. I done ate my food, I done said my grace. I done swallowed my pride when I ain't like the way it tastes. But you must be moving forward if you fall on your face. Hail Mary full of grace, Hail Mary full of grace. Might have lost my mind, I never lost my faith. Hail Mary full of grace. I got a dream worth more than my sleep to chase. It gets hard to keep up the pace. It gets hard to keep up the pace. Hail Mary full of grace. Let's go out back, I need a break. Now there's too much at stake to take a break. Ain't no sitting at the table, you ain't bringing nothing to it. And I got tables to wait. My family ain't A. Gets hard to carry the weight. I'm on a paper chase, mama can't relate. But what mama don't got, I gotta take, I gotta make, I gotta scratch, I gotta claw, I gotta scrape, gotta fall, keep it real. Ain't nothing fake, tell a girl straight up. I ain't got the money to be going out on dates, time is money. I ain't got no time to waste, cause you only lose money chasing ladies. But you never lose ladies chasing money. Steady pace, I done caught my stride. This is my race, it's a mind race. My wide legs tied wide awake. Laying on an air mattress, looking at an atlas. I dream to see the world. It's everything that I imagined. Grandma, I'm glad to be home. Got these beads from Rome, they were blessed by the Pope. Thank you for your prayers, thank you for your passion. Let's pray. Hail Mary full of grace, Hail Mary full of grace. Might have lost my mind, I never lost my faith. Hail Mary full of grace. I got a dream worth more than my sleep to chase. It gets hard to keep up the pace. It gets hard to keep up the pace. Hail Mary full of grace.
Wrestling's where it's at, man. I grew up watching wrestling every Monday night. I still do with my I watch it with my Ethel Cinnamon every Monday night. Just a little secret there. We still watch wrestling every week, though, man. I ain't really followed Enzo since he was in his WWE days, man. Myself, personally. But, you know, I like him, man. I know a cup of hate is out there. You know what I'm saying? But
should I do a PSA real fast?
Yeah, let's get into a PSA.
All right, we're going to do a PSA so I don't forget to do a PSA later. PSA, does your organization have a public service announcement that you would like to hear on the air? Write up the details. Be sure to include all the important information, including who, what, when, and where. The announcement should fit on a 5x7 card and take 30 to 45 seconds to read. You can drop this announcement or mail it to WEFT 90.1 FM at 113 North Market Street in Champaign, Illinois 61820. Or email your announcement to psa@weft.org if you are a business trying to get your PSA on WEFT.
I think that's my favorite PSA because it's a PSA about PSAs. It's just
it's so meta.
It's just so many acronyms going on. I just can't my brain. Big fan.
I'm trying
of
not
PSA
to
about
laugh
the PSAs.
and take it seriously as I'm reading it. I tried really hard. I think I succeeded. Hopefully.
Oh man, you're clutch.
You've mastered the reading out loud stage.
Okay, guys. I don't know what else we're gonna do for the rest of the show, but I can read. That's what we got.
Well, gotta cover then.
Gotta find me some stuff.
I mean,
let's grab War and Peace and just go to it. I think you can do
all right. I think I can find a YouTube translation, right? Where I'll just read it out in time. I'll just mute it. It's cool.
This is Books on Tape with Humbly G.
Welcome. Please wrap your legs up next to the fire with your bare skin. Okay, I'm done over it. I'm over it.
You did just finish an audiobook, right? You're editing an audiobook?
I did, yeah. So a friend of mine helped make a this guy over here. You know what, Eric? I'm not even going to talk about it. No, you go ahead and talk about whatever you wanted to talk about, man.
Oh, we're just going to sit here.
I don't even want to talk about myself.
Dead air if it's on me.
Oh, no. Can't do that. Silence on three.
Right.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, no, we were talking about, you did just finish mixing an audiobook, though. There's a significant story behind it, right?
So a local cat in town. I love calling people cats. Like a friend of mine always calls people cats, and I think it's so cool. So I've been trying to sneak it into my vocabulary, and I think it doesn't work. But
it just makes you sound like you're a 1920s jazz musician for some reason.
And as a musician, that is a compliment, I feel like.
I'm not saying it's a downside. That's just...
Right. Well, I mean, there's maybe some downside. Anyway, point is, judgment aside, geez, what are we even talking about?
You being a secret
audiobooks, man. I'm really trying not to talk about myself, Eric. I'm trying to stay humble, but this guy over here. All right, so there's a local in town, and the business that he is a part of is called Stellar Jockeys, and they made their own video game. And when I say they, it is him, his brother, and one other person. 3 people made this video game from scratch, and it is a futuristic, dystopian, mech tank warfare type game with realistic physics in the game and destructible environments. It is called Brigador. You can find it on Steam, where it is sold. They apparently have sold it to 250,000 people. So I recently I know one of the guys from high school randomly. He led me around on my first day of school and was like, hey, this is where everything is. I was like, what about video games? He's like, video games are the best. And then years later I saw him and we vibed over video games and had a beer, and he's like, hey, I'm making a video game. I'm like, no kidding. I do audio stuff. He's like, you don't say. So, that was a year and a half, 2 years ago. But, eventually things all come to pass. If they're made to happen, or so I would like to believe when I try and sleep at night. And so he came to me and said, we're doing an audiobook. Got someone already doing it. That's an author. They were an infantryman in Great Britain. They were a tank commander. They were a sergeant. They did all these sorts of things. And so he gave us real depth to the book, the character development, the details of the warfare that are detailed in the audiobook. And so I was given this done and recorded, but not ready to go up on Audible, right? It needed to be processed and made consistent with the volume of the other ones, all this stuff. And so they gave it to me, and I did that with them over a couple months. There were some few other edits to do and just some spacing stuff for chapters or what have you, but did that. And yeah, as of past week, got that to them, and it should be up on Audible, I believe, right now. And if not by now, by Monday, I know because I will be having their high quality versions to them for their fan base, and so that's really exciting.
Ooh, can't wait for that, man. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah,
I'm excited. What's like the content of the book? Is it
itself? So
is it like part? Does it go along? Is it companion material for the video game? Like,
so my understanding is it takes characters from the video game and tries to give you the plot as if you are following the characters along. The story itself, you get to follow a couple characters, but one or two in particular that are a part of a military unit in this world. And it is a futuristic Earth where basically the powers that be are into the galaxy. And and our planet had a rebellion against this corporation. Is very Star Warsy kind of against the like overlords. And so we're trying to do our own thing. And that's what the military is running, is trying to keep that going. And meanwhile, we of course have a rebellion to the rebellion that had just happened. You know, it's 100 years old.
Rebellion.
The time isn't quite clear. And so the story follows these people as they're trying to put down the rebellion, but they're like low-ranking grunts in the military. So some of them have family members in the rebellion. And so they're forced to go out necessarily to harm citizens who it could be their own family. And so you get this huge, wave of like, oh, this is too real vibe, these things going on that are happening today in life.
Rogue One, man.
A little less real, but still very emotional. Yeah.
I haven't even seen it, to be honest with you.
When you do, I feel like I can confidently say you'll enjoy it.
I was never into Star Wars. So.
Well, if my girlfriend is listening, I have to steeply defend it because she's a huge fan.
I feel you.
And
I know you guys.
My response is very politically.
I believe you made me dress up for Halloween one year as a Jedi.
He made you.
They did. They was like,
we had
a Halloween concert. We had a concert on Halloween, and they was like, let's all dress up as a theme of Star Wars. And I was like, all right, whatever, I'll roll with it because that's just who I am.
Right.
And I believe it was just me, you, and your girlfriend are the only ones that even dressed up in the theme. I don't think D'Angelo nor Rhoda did. Rhoda was a ghoul or something, I think.
Oh, yeah, because
and it was like, you showed up as a ghoul, man? Come on, bro. I mean,
our friend and roommate at the time, I think he had like plans to go to some party later because he's always the cool kid in the group.
Nah,
and he showed up in some.
I'm just kidding. I love that dude.
I love it. But he would, so I think he showed up in a different costume for that party.
Probably.
Later. Yeah,
probably.
We wanted to hate, but then we were like, take us with you.
I love it, man. I've already actually been invited to a Halloween party already, so
it's a little early in the season.
We take it really serious around where I am. So
yeah, you do.
They got me on that VIP list early, and I have a +1. So who knows what can happen between now and then? But I'll probably end up having to go by myself.
Take me, man. I'm trying to dress up.
All right, man. That's it. I bet we can make some killer costumes. All right. I already got one good one in mind, but I will not say that over the radio.
What? Oh, God. It's that.
No, man. We can't let people.
You can't. You don't want to let the cat out of the bag?
No, they
can't.
Is
it a cat in a bag? Is that the costume?
Oh, man. That would be a good one. No, it's not. But if I say it, then there's going to be like 15 of them running around. And I'm going to be like, man, that was a solid idea. So I'll tell you when we take a break here.
I can't wait.
A song break.
Can I share my favorite low-tech Halloween costume I've ever done? It was just being a duffel bag. Like I literally cut out arm.
What?
No, so like I had a huge duffel bag and I cut out like some arm holes and some leg holes and like stuck my head out through the top. Filled the inside of the bag with like little mini bags of potato chips and like some beverages for the night.
Oh,
and
man.
Just, like so everyone's out at like the club just like in normal Halloween costumes and I'm wearing like a duffel bag and just like who wants a bag of chips? Like cracking open.
I think that probably won Halloween that year, man.
That's hilarious.
I'd say my favorite costume growing up was I was the Riddler one year and I got real hype. And then it's actually when I think Batman Forever came out. So it was
that costume.
It was relevant. It was topical.
Yeah.
It was the Jim Carrey costume. Let's get out there. But my grandpa actually is a genius of a man, and he took like I don't even know what he took. I was a kid, so I of course didn't pay attention. But
you imagine it was
wood. You know what I'm saying? And he whittled this wood, man, to make the Riddler cane, the question mark cane. Me? Perfect, man. Spray painted it a gold and everything. Oh man, when I was a kid, that was like the coolest
That's love
thing
right there.
I remember it broke and I cried, man. But I played with that hard. I played with that hard, man. You know.
So October 31st, we're gonna have to That's when Halloween is, right?
Yeah, they actually have a petition going around to change it.
What?
I don't like that.
Why would you change it?
They want it to be the last Saturday in October.
Oh, just so that
So
way,
it could
it's
be like
always a party.
An all-day event. I think that's
I think that's.
I kind of
that
mess with
seems-
it, but like
I fell in
seems
love
like
with
money
Halloween
trying
for
to
the
capitalize.
traditional
It's
aspects.
totally
So
money,
regardless of what law says, because I really have never followed too many of them, I'll still be celebrating
Again, we
on that
here
Thursday.
on Rogue Roundtable do not reflect the opinions of West
The
at
radio
large.
station.
But
I'm just saying, it doesn't mean I'm not saying what, you know. It's not like it's anything bad, man. Like I can't be mean to people, so
Chef over here just being like fifth.
let's play the fifth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
all right, I think I'm gonna jump in here and say that we should play
You're gonna
some
save
new
us?
music because I don't know if we've done that all hour.
Let's play a new song. I think who's this? I think this. When I looked, I think it said it had Snoop and DMX on it, and I was sold.
I think you are right about that.
I ain't never heard it. Let's hear it. Let's all hear it together for the first time.
Is it the 5th track?
It's just one track.
It's coming off.
It's the single. What? We have a name for this one?
I don't know. We'll tell you when we get back. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Now get it, dance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. Go! That's still hard. Be crazy, oh my God. This ain't what you used to. Cause I don't do what I used to. Baby, hands in the air. This shit is crazy. Cause I don't care. Stop, get it. Pop my thing. Stop, get it. I'm doing my thing. One more shot, one more chance. One more shot, one more chance. One more shot, one more chance. This time I'ma make you dance. Don't stop, get it. Don't stop, get it. Don't stop, get it. Now get it, dance. Now get it, dance. Now get it, dance. Now get it, dance. One more chance. Now back to the beat. Take it to the hood, take it to the street. Concrete, jungle, New York. Real motherfuckers don't talk. Walk one way and that's straight up. Y'all niggas move like this, way up. Slow your roll, baby. Groove for a while. As we get it in, execution style. One more shot, one more chance. One more shot, one more chance. One more shot, one more chance. This time I'ma make you dance. Don't stop, get it. Don't stop, get it. Don't stop, get it. Don't stop. Now get it, dance. Now get it, dance. Now get it, dance. Now get it, dance. One more chance. Now get it, dance. Now get it, dance. Now get it, dance. Now get it. Shit don't change, stay the same. I'm doing my thing. Shit don't change, stay my thing. I'm doing my thing. Shit don't change, shit stay the same. My thing. I'm doing my thing. Shit don't change, shit stay the same. My thing. I'm doing my thing. It don't change, it don't change, it don't change. It don't change, it don't change, it don't change. It don't change, it don't change, it don't change. It don't change, it don't change. It don't change. I'm doing my thing. This time I'ma make it. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Now dance, now get it, now get it, now get it. Dance, one more chance. Don't stop, get it, don't stop, get it, don't stop, get it. Now get it, dance. Now get it, dance. One more chance.
with us at Rogue Roundtable. This is WEFT Champaign. You are joining us, Rogue Roundtable, for our very first show tonight. Thank you very much if you're joining us on 90.1 FM. And this is 4 different hosts here. We do have our guest in the studio, Gatson. If you just want to say hi real fast.
Yo, what's up?
Lovely. Thank you very much. We're excited to have him. We're going to do a few more minutes of some stuff, and then we're going to get into an interview with Gatson and get him to play one of his own tracks here. But we just had a couple more things I think we want to talk about before we switched gears. Did you have some announcements that you had brought that you wanted to talk about at all? No. He just pulled up his computer and we looked so ready, and I was like, is that for the interview or is it for the other side?
Every time Grant just makes eye contact with someone, he assumes that they have something to say. And it's just like sometimes not even close. We're just staring at this computer screen like, all right, let's get ready for this interview. And it's like, what? We're talking about? Nope. We got anything.
No.
Maybe not nothing, but just
I did have one or two of things that I wanted to share before we switched gears here.
What would you like to share before you switch?
I wanted to share one more track from Pesci, since I had promised him I would try and show love and try and play a song or two from this. And I also didn't follow up like I said I would on some of the information for the release for it. So one thing I wanted to say, it's coming off his EP that he is performing tonight over at Blackbird in Urbana. It's called The Nightmare EP. It's 5 songs. It is not out yet, but it will be on SoundCloud. And it's just part of a 3-part project, the Nightmare EP, Elm Street's Finest album, and the Dream EP. These are all coming out soon into the early fall. You can find them on SoundCloud for free streaming, and he's going to have 3 of them available over the next coming weeks for sale. If you want to find those on major distributors, Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, all the good stuff there. So I'm just going to play one more track here that's coming up off of that, and we'll get back into things here.
Apologies in order. Let me get myself together. Yo, without saying some real will probably relate. I gave is the truth. You just lied to my face. Mama said if I shoot, Lee, she ain't crying my weight. Let some real niggas carry me, no trying to case. Cause the streets gon' handle that. Terminator bullets in the Rambo pack. Your fun, we here to cancel that. Raised up in the streets, where the Rangers and the Panthers at. No question, on stone or all well. When we answer cats, handed straps before they even talk how to manage facts. Another brother stuck in the hood, saying the planet whack. Looking for validation, and you don't know where your stand is at. They ain't pray on your downfall. You been planning that. It's always up, but got an excuse. You just handcuffing yourself and you gotta get loose. You should watch others' mistakes. You ain't gotta see proof. Life a game of 101. I'm trying to spot you the truth. Yeah. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. Good for hey. Yo. Lot of reefer while we taking all these shots of tequila. Proper procedure. My 2 cents got lost in the meter. So all I got to give them deep bars and composition. Move the sun and the moon till the stars your competition. When your record's spinning, recognition becomes repetition. Then your Call of Duty turn into Red Dead Redemption. My sinister ways set my job and ain't minimum wage. Keep busting my ass so your business get paid. My got laid off for trying to take a day off. Hey boss, I don't think it's cool that you playing Adolf. Listen, Cash and Tango, you now clashing with Django. So when the snap, you feel a wrath for Thanos. Stop saying some real probably relate. I gave truth, you just lied to my face. Mama said if I shoot, Lee, she ain't crying my weight. Let some real carry me, no trying to case.
All right, and welcome back to Rogue Roundtable here at WEFT Champaign. And we're going to kick it over to Eric. Easy. Over here. Go ahead.
Easy.
I'm just going to let that slide. Just let that marinate for a second. It's time for a PSA, public service announcement. I love how we just have these like made up ad libs at the end of everything we say.
This is rehearsed. Don't let them know.
So are all the awkward silences. That's my doing. I just wait. I glare.
None of this is the PSA if you thought this was, by the way.
None of this is public service.
Okay, here's the PSA.
CU Comedy's The Showcase. Their weekly stand-up comedy showcase is every Wednesday at Soma Ultra Lounge. The private backroom gives a genuine comedy club feel every Wednesday night as a mix of performers hit the stage, including comedy club feature acts, showcase headliners, U of I students, and local performers. There's no cover, and afterwards stick around for DJ Mike Ingram in the bar for after party immediately following the show. For more information, go to cucomedy.com.
Thank you very much, Eric. All right. Now, without further ado, but for real this time, Rogue Roundtable has got their first guest on today, Gatson. Please say hello, Gatson, for us.
What up, y'all? I go by the name of Gatson. Welcome, Champagne's on.
What's going on, man? Yeah, we're proud to have you in here, man.
I feel like applause was appropriate, so I just kicked it up. I'm gonna kick it over here to Rio, and I think he's gonna take over for me so I can keep some brain cells going.
Yeah, man. Thank you again for being here, man. We definitely appreciate you.
Appreciate you for having me.
Man, it was pulling a little strings to get you in here, but we definitely happy you came through. Wanted to make sure that we let the world here in Champaign know exactly who Gatson is, man, because I really dig your motivation and your ability to kind of overcome these things, man. So let's talk a little bit about where you started, and because you graduated and went to Centennial, right? Central. While you were there, is that where you find your passion and your love for music, or how did you kind of get started?
I think I started off doing poetry. That's what I was doing first. I didn't really start making music until 2009.
Okay.
And that was after my friend was murdered. Keywan was murdered here in Champaign by Champaign police when we was 15. So that was like when I began doing music and when I actually started taking it serious.
Okay, so you ended up losing a friend. I'm sorry to hear about that, man. But that was the turning point for you. That at that point you decided that music was going to be your outlet.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'd been writing poetry prior to that, and then you decided that at that point in time that you wanted to put some more substance or emphasis on what you were doing.
Well, at the time, I was just writing poetry to cope. You know what I'm saying? But after he was murdered, I felt like poetry wasn't getting me heard.
Right.
It wasn't doing enough, and when he passed away, I felt like I didn't do enough. I didn't speak up enough. So I felt like I had to do something. So music was my outlet and getting my voice heard and his story heard.
Wow. That's tremendous. Yeah, that's tremendous. A lot of people don't take the time to really recognize what music can do for you in these situations. So I definitely admire that. So you decided to take this adventure after having this unfortunate thing happen to you, man. And so far, it's gotten you into a lot of places. But speak to me a little bit on what it took, the mindset for you to finally get to, getting really serious about your music. What did it take? Because I know it takes a lot to overcome that. Me as a person who's had mental health issues as well, I know it takes a lot to get beyond that and get yourself in the mind frame to even put yourself in the position to start, writing and going there.
Yeah, it took a lot. I dealt with depression. I think I was like a freshman. So I dealt with depression my whole high school time. So it's just, I needed a way to cope. Music helped me. Like it was like therapy, because in the Black community, we don't believe in talking to people, and it's true. So I used music as my outlet to try to reach out to people for help, you know what I'm saying? So, and in the mix, I began helping others that dealt with similar situations around the world, so this is bigger than me. Like, it ain't about fame, it ain't about money. Like, I'm literally doing this to cope and to help other people cope, because it's other people that deal with depression on a daily basis. So I'm just trying to let them know that they can get through it, because I got through it.
Wow, that's powerful.
Thank you so much.
That's real powerful. And so with you dealing with it, it's taken you to a lot of great places here, man. Because, you said you've been at this since 2009. So really you've got, almost 11 years in the game. Yeah. But, you're really just getting your bearings underneath you and really getting rolling. So let's kind of talk about that, man, because you graduated after dealing with all of that, right?
Yeah.
And then now you're back in the community helping out and working with the school district as well. So big shouts to you on that. That's big for our children, man. And like you said, in our communities, typically we don't deal with professional help and things like that. So having the music as an outlet is a great resource for us, man. Definitely. So you've been doing this for the last 11 years, and now You started touching on a lot of festivals, a lot of shows now. You're starting to get a lot of notoriety. You've even been overseas at this point. So let's kind of talk about you getting your first step out of the country. You just recently did North Touch Music Festival in Winnipeg, Manitoba, right? In Canada, right?
Yeah, that was a dope experience, man. That was crazy. Well, my first time out of the country was when we went to Rotterdam for New Schools Festival. So that was my first time.
Rotterdam. Okay.
Yeah, how long ago was that for people at home?
That was like, I think we went in March.
That wasn't long ago.
Nah, it wasn't long ago. You know, like we moving. So it's a blessing, you know. This ain't happened overnight. Like we had to make a lot of sacrifices. We put a lot of money into it. Like we almost went broke trying to do this. So it definitely didn't happen overnight.
So you weren't scared to invest in yourself, basically. Nah. You see the value in what you're doing. You believe in your product. So you decided to put that money and that effort and that hustle into yourself.
Yeah, like if I ain't going to invest in myself, who going to invest in me? If I don't believe in myself, who going to believe in me? So that's the way I look at it.
Exactly. I'm so glad to hear you say that, man, because that's the biggest step, man. You have to believe in yourself. And if you're not willing to invest in yourself, like you said, nobody else will. So the fact that you're doing that's big. And that's where I come in on a lot of this, man. I want to help a lot of artists see their value and help them understand that their craft is something that they can also monetize and make a career out of. So you being from this area and taking these big steps, man, I definitely wanted to profile you and have people see what you're doing, because you can set the groundwork for a lot of artists here in Champaign, man. So you said you did the New School Festival out in Europe before going to Canada.
Yeah.
Okay. So in Rotterdam. So talk to me a little bit about that, man, because the European rap scene is pretty big, but we don't get a lot of that here, a lot of that feedback back here. So yeah, talk to me about that.
Man, it's just different because they respect hip hop, like real hip hop. They listen to the lyrics.
Yeah.
And it was just an interesting experience alone because like we went to London first, then we went to Paris, then we went to Rotterdam, then we went to Amsterdam, then we came back. So, but the festivals, we tried to make a trip of it because like I said, that was me and my friend first time out of the country. So it was like, yo, we got to see something. Like we can't just go and, you know,
not come back with those memories.
Not come back with some memories, you know what I'm saying? Like we want to create memories, you know what I'm saying? We want to enjoy our come up. So it's just, but it was love. It was nothing but love. Like they really support you. They really care about the artists there and they show love. Like, and it was cool networking with a lot of artists there and a lot of music industry people. And we got to build connections. So who knows? We might be back in Rotterdam pretty soon.
Would you say
God willing
that increased community feeling that was more between the artists and fans than you experience here, or was that more between the artists and other artists than you experience here? Was that like more with one group than another?
No, it was
when you compare it.
They all show love. Like,
just everyone.
Yeah, like it's crazy because like. Here in Champaign, it's like a competitive thing. Everybody has egos and nobody want to work together. There, it's different. Like they reach out to you, like they want to work with you. They like, yo, what's your contacts? I want to work with you.
Yeah.
And the supporters there, they support you. Like they willing to buy merch. They willing to, you know what I'm saying? Like they want to help you grow. It ain't just about like
it's working together and not working because you're trying to take
they're not
limited resources away
they're not
from the other
and being competitive.
Right. It ain't like
clicked up to network.
It ain't like definitely. So it ain't like, yo, I can't support him because he might take my fans away or something. It ain't like that there. It ain't like that.
I got two questions for you. And actually one is kind of a little bit of a throwback to something you said earlier and something a little bit more recent. So first part of the question is, when you mentioned losing someone and just how the community's not exactly supportive of people who are trying to express themselves emotionally, like you were writing before that. So I wanted to know like what, I guess, pushed you or how you found the courage to be vulnerable in public and use your art to help people express that. Like what you do to get yourself into that ability to do it. Because that's a really hard step for people. And second, I was wondering, you're overseas, like who else did you meet that you kind of want to put on that other people should know about? Like what artists had you hyped up that you met over there? So kind of two things, like what helps you make and like express yourself, and then who else over there was doing something that just blew your mind?
Okay, so To answer your, that was kind of a lot. So
I know.
One at a time, Eric. One at a time.
So, what was the first question again?
So it's kind of goes back to that whole vulnerability thing, because that's like a huge, like, I work with veterans, and that's like a big thing with our community too, is like you're not allowed to experience emotion, or else like you're just cut out of the community.
You're weak or something.
Yeah. And like that's in art that you're kind of given a pass in this realm. If it's whether it's making music or painting, you're allowed to like show that side of you.
You're like supposed to.
Yeah. So like, how do you? Yeah, I just wanted to like have the courage to show that side of you, and like what's kind of your process for getting your voice heard.
I kind of needed a way to grieve. Like when it happened, I didn't grieve because I stayed strong for my friends, because I was close with them. Like, so I felt like I had to stay strong for my friends. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be the weak one. I want to be the one that was helping pick others up. So as I started writing music and as I started expressing myself, music was helping me grieve. So it helped me deal with emotions that I wasn't dealing with. At first, I didn't want to like put it out, like, because it's just some things you don't want to talk about, And
I think that's the realist. Like, who wants to admit to having some sort of emotion or like thing that's uncomfortable, especially publicly, and be like, I miss my friend. Like, that's a like super relatable sentiment, but like that hurts.
But it was just like, I felt like I said, I felt like when it happened, I didn't speak up. And I used to beat myself up daily for not speaking up. So I felt like I had no choice but to start expressing myself. And when I started expressing myself, I realized there was a lot of people in the community that wasn't healed. So they were happy that I was speaking up.
They were like resonating with you. They're finding some like, what he's saying speaks to me.
Yeah. So I became like the voice for a lot of people that don't have a voice. Preach.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess going a little away from the heavy stuff, like, who did you meet either of these times when you're overseas, like that we probably have never heard of, that you're just like, you got to check this person out?
Yo, it was probably, I don't even remember where she was from, but she was like a female MC and she go by Saucy Soul. Like, dude.
She was spelled the way you would think? Saucy Soul?
Yeah. Okay. And she like real dope. Like, look her up.
We might have to play some of that before we get out of this.
Like, she's dope. Then it was another guy from the States. His name was Ashton Martin. He from Florida. He was a real cool dude.
I've heard that name before.
He definitely dope. And
so Ashton Martin and Sunny Soul, or everyone out there, you got to check Saucy Soul.
Yeah, but those were the names that I remember. But I don't remember everybody else's name.
There's so many people you meet.
But it's like, and I ain't good with names, but those names, Saucy Soul, like, that's a cool name. Why would I forget that?
It's got the alliteration in it that helps like make everything memorable.
Yeah.
Ashton Martin's got like, the brand recognition.
Yeah. See, exactly. Right? See?
It's like the dude who is a car, obviously.
So that's not something that it just disappears out your mind. So I remember them too. But it was other people. I'm sorry that I don't remember y'all.
It's all good. It's about making an impression, man. Sometimes things stick with you and things don't. But I wanted to talk to you about, man, you're doing so much, man. And you recently got to perform at the A3C Festival too, right?
Yeah.
Now that's down in Atlanta, in the A, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's art, that's music, that's culture, man. And right now, Atlanta's like the biggest place you can be for hip hop right now. Talk about your reception, man. What was it like?
That was that's what kicked off everything, honestly.
Yeah.
That's where we met a lot of people, and we, this industry is about relationships. So if you build relationships, like, they'll look out for you. Like, and we built a lot of dope relationships, and that definitely came into play this year. So that festival alone opened a lot of doors for us, and I'm very happy that we did that.
Okay, yeah, it's about building relationships. I definitely said that earlier. That's probably, I'd say, big 70% of this industry is who you know and how you can facilitate with them and keep them in your circle. So performing at Atlanta, went ahead and springboarded from there. You were able to go to SOBs in New York too, right?
Yo.
Man, SOBs is huge, man. That's New York City. That's Anderson .Paak has been there. Bryson Tiller, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Chance the Rapper, and Yeezy.
And Gatson. Nah.
And I was going to say, and that's what I was really going to say. Now you can put your name with those names, man. That's like a precursor. That's kind of like, foreshadowing your future, man. So being in a venue like that, there's been so many big not just hip hop artists, but artists in general that have touched that stage, man. I mean, what was that like?
That was my favorite show that I've done so far, because it wasn't even just about performing there. It's just like, man, like you said, it's a legacy there. Like legends, that's where legends started at. So it's just
Definitely.
You can feel that when you walk in, right? Being in that space.
Definitely when I walked in, I was like, yo, I'm really about to perform at SOBs. I was talking to P, like P, my manager. So that's like my brother.
Shouts
I was
to
talking to P. I was like, yo,
Shouts.
we really doing this. And it's crazy. So SOBs was like a dope experience. And a lot of people don't even know, like I got a decent following on the East Coast. So it was dope to see like day ones that really been rocking with us from the beginning coming to the SOB show, because that meant a lot to me, and that meant a lot to our brand. So it was just dope to see people that really been supporting us since day one in the crowd.
Wow. And then you mentioned your brand. We got to talk about this, man. Believers Dynasty.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a powerful name, a big, powerful name, man. Where'd you come up with the concept?
So Believers Dynasty, I came up with it because we all believe in something, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter if it's a dream, a religion, you feel like you believe you're going to get to the NBA, you believe you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, you know, we all believe in something. So like that's where I came up with Believers Dynasty. And Believers Dynasty was never meant to be a record label. It was meant to be a collective of me just being around my friends, and no matter what they did, if you want to do technology, if you want to be a doctor, you want to take pictures, do videos, I want to be able to build that network and be able to help you get there, because I believe that I'm not truly successful until everybody around me is successful. So I just want to be able to build a network of people that can actually help get everybody to the next level, because this is not all about me. I got a team that got me to where I am today.
Yes. Okay, man. So you hit it hard, man. You really hit it hard, because I was actually going that route, man. Your team, aside from relationships, your team is got to be very strong, man. Yeah. You mentioned your manager. You got a manager already, man. So with everything that you got coming up,
Hollywood P, International P, P Midnight. He got a lot of nicknames.
Hey, man, it's kind of like Johnny Cash. I mean, we might have to get in here and go back and forth on some nicknames and see who's got the best ones.
Nickname duel,
man. And then, wow, you got a lot. Like I said, man, you got a lot of stuff coming up here. I wanted to talk about a couple tracks that you have, man. Really, you have the "Blessed to Be a Blessing," and man, that's I listened to that probably for, I want to say, about 7 hours just the other day on repeat, man, and just the substance in it.
That's love.
It's love that you put it out, man, because what you're touching on, like Eric was saying earlier, you're putting yourself out there to be extremely vulnerable and to be essentially judged based upon what happened and through your music. So when you're putting out projects like this and you're dropping tracks like Independence Day, man, you're talking about very directly on here your mental health issues with Keelan and his passing, and ultimately from the situation, it was deemed accidental, right? There was nothing that really came about in resolving the situation. Yeah. So it sounds like you really go hard on that on this Independence Day track, man. It seems like you were sitting at a really vulnerable place on this particular date. And I just wanted to touch on that, man, because it really stuck with me at the time that I was listening to it, because I would like to see a better relationship develop from our community and between law enforcement, because this definitely set with a lot of people extremely wrong, and it still seems like it's sitting with those people kind of wrong today. So, I mean, with you doing your music, what's another outlet, or what's another idea that you would say you would possibly believe into that would strengthen the relationship between our community and our law enforcement, man? As a person who had to deal with this, and now you've processed this from all over the world.
I just feel like they got to put police in the black communities that actually are comfortable in the black communities. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. Not all police are bad.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't bash police, because not all of them bad. But it's just, I just believe that some of them are not comfortable in black communities, and they don't know how to handle blacks. And I just feel like if they got people that was more comfortable in those communities, that can solve a lot of problems. And I feel like if they actually got out into our community and did more stuff with the younger youth, because you're not going to save people that's my age because they already gone. They already have, they already feel the way they feel. So you're not going to save them. But the youth, they are the ones that you can save because they are the next generation. They
don't have their mind made up yet.
They ain't got their mind made up. They still want to be a police officer. So you know what I'm saying? That's where you start at. You don't worry about people my age because like we gonna have our own thought, like our own thought process, and we gonna feel the way we feel. But the youth, they are the ones that they need to try to touch.
I got you. Maybe, and also with people that are our age, maybe if they see that they are really getting out and really working with the youth, then that'll change some of our opinions as well.
Get out there and do something. You know?
Take the uniform off and be human.
Yeah.
I guess it sounds like it's about more so building relationships, just like we were talking about within music. The same thing with the community and law enforcement. They have to be willing to get out and build relationships, and it's a two-way street. But ultimately, we got to be willing to. We got to allow them. Yeah, we got to be willing for them to come into the community and try to build a relationship. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't just be like, nah, we're going to turn them away because we feel a certain way. If they try, let them try, Right. As long as it comes from a good place. Yeah. Okay, I got you, man. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So many topics that I wanted to talk about. So let's talk about XXL, man, because we're talking about careers. We're talking about team building. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about everything.
I love how much he smiled just now when we brought up the song. Crossroads.
Double XL, one of my favorite tracks on me.
Yeah, I was going to say mine too.
Because like I stepped away from like being emotional at the time and I just really talked my talk, Yeah,
I was going to say, it seems like you were definitely coming at him on this one.
Yeah, man.
It definitely seems. You talk about being here for a long time. You even touch on, how mumble rap can get you paid, but the substance is what's going to keep you here.
Yeah. So I believe that,
man. And you definitely come with it on that one. What was your mindset making that track, other than just talking your talk, man? Finally.
Okay, so yeah. Basically, I was just scrolling on social media, and I get tired of hearing the same music, the same people talking about the same stuff on a daily, and like they blow up overnight by talking about the same stuff that the next person just blew up about. So it's just like, I just want to, to show people that I'm more than just a conscious artist. I want to show them that I can actually rap because I can actually rap.
He's got bars.
Yeah.
It's not all just emotional. It's coming. He's got bars coming too.
Facts.
Well, okay. Well, I was going to say, you definitely talk about that, though, man. You talk about how it definitely takes a lot more than just ability to rhyme 4-letter words together and talk about your cars and whatnot. So, no, big shouts on that. And that one of my favorite tracks, hands down, off of that project. But now I want to move into something new, man, because I just saw the other day you dropped Letting Up.
Letting Up.
Whew, my gosh. Bro, we're going to get in. I want to play this track, actually. And once we play this track, I'm going to have you come back and talk on it because I think this is just something people got to hear, man. This was just released, a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, it was released on Q1 birthday, actually, July 14th.
Okay, man. Okay. Well, big shouts. Rest in peace, Q1. But we're going to drop this track. It's called Letting Up from Gatson, man. Let's go ahead.
Ain't this everything I ever wanted? Ain't this all I ever wanted? Lately I've been looking in the mirror. The image is getting clearer. Some view me as a sinner, some view me as a hero. But either way, the world will never know my pain. Some rap for the fame, some want a name. I never could relate, I just wanted to vent, hoping that the world saved me. It's sunny outside, but I can still see the rain. Remind me of Florida weather, how quick things change. People said they was there for me, now can't be found. Moving silence, bitch, your actions speak out loud. If you standing outside the car, how you riding with me? If I drive in the ocean, you supposed to drown with me. Cause when I blow, you blow. Ain't no in between, ain't no I in team. We all gon' eat, and that's word to me. They don't see the vision, we're proving, let's make them believe. They don't see the vision, we're proving, let's make them believe. This is everything I wanted, ain't it? Ain't it? This is everything I wanted. Look, want it, look. I can't see myself giving up. I can't see myself letting up. This is everything I wanted, ain't it? Ain't it? This is everything I wanted. Look, I want it, man. I can't see myself giving up. I can't see myself slow progression, my team, they trust the process. 5 years ago, they wouldn't listen to my project. Now I'm in Europe doing shows, look at the progress. Kinda hard to fast enough, crying out to God like I need a blessing, so answer us. Me and the girl that I love slowly lose connection, huh? Why is it like the closer I get, the more I'm stressing, huh? I had a lot of people tell me that I would never be no one, and I heard it so many times that I thought I would never be no one. So I kept grinding, can't let nobody slow me down. Young Gatson, keep it too real, that's why he underground. Well, that's an understatement. I feel that I'm famous, went from being nameless, but my last name is
everything I wanted, ain't it? This is everything I wanted. Love.
I can't see myself giving up. I can't see myself letting up.
This is everything I wanted, ain't it? This is everything I wanted. Love, I want it, man.
I can't see myself giving up. I can't see myself letting up.
We're back. That was from Gatson, who we have in the studio here with us at Rogue Roundtable on WEFT Champaign. Kicking it back up to Rio and Gatson here.
Yo.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about this track, man, Letting Up. So as you look at yourself in the mirror, how did you start with that, like, opening line, man? That's it. To me, that's one of the biggest things in songs that you can do, is have a hard opening line that just gets your audience's attention, man. So that it really caught me when you started that. It really gave me that vision that you're literally in your mirror writing these bars, man. So I mean, what was going on when that came about?
Yeah, so basically it was about reflecting myself and going back to who I used to be, like depressed. And, you know, this track was just supposed to be motivational. It was supposed to be raw. I purposely mixed it the way it sound. I left my breathing in because I wanted people to hear a journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is leading into the new project, so I want y'all to hear a journey. I want y'all to hear the progression, and I want to, like, inspire somebody. I wanted people to hear raw emotion. I didn't want people to hear perfection, because it wasn't perfection getting to where I am today. So I wanted it was on purpose the way it sounds.
Okay.
I like that a lot.
Man, yeah, I was going to say, it definitely sounds like it took a lot out of you to go to that point, but it also seems like there's a big transition that we can see in there that's coming from you, man. Yeah. So let's go into some hypotheticals here, man. I want to know, since you got the music, it sounds like you're building the team, you got the networking going. So let's say, hypothetically, Oprah comes and drops off a duffel bag with $1 billion in it on your front door, man. What happened? And she doesn't say anything. You just wake up to it. Like, man, I don't know what happened, but I got a duffy full of $1 billion. What happens to Gatson that next morning?
Believers Dynasty, we lit. We to the next level. Hey, not only am I taking Gatson to the next level, but I'm gonna bring another artist up. I'm gonna invest into, like, some real estate. You know, investing in stocks. Like, yo, when I get the money, it's different. Like, I'm gonna own a lot of stuff, because, like, we don't put a lot of thought into ownership. Like, ownership is important. Like, even I got family that value getting cars and fixing cars up more than getting property. Like, I'm talking about, I got a family member that, like, really invested into a lot of cars, and it's a duplex right across. It's a duplex next door to him and a house right across the street that he could have bought and could have been making money while he sleep. Like, people don't understand. You're not rich until you making money while you sleep. So it's all about investment.
My man went to real estate and investing in business. Now, that's where it is, man. Getting yourself into those realms. So Believers Dynasty is really not just about music.
Nah.
You're looking at bigger investments. You're looking at ownership of land and property.
Ownership.
You're really looking at portfolio. Yeah, it's truly a collective, but you're really looking at building a strong business portfolio. It's not just about rapping in bars, it seems like.
People don't understand, like my team know I really write out stuff that I'm going to buy. Like, in this community, like, I got a list of stuff that I'm about to buy. Like, I'm dead serious, like, no joke. Like, I got a list of stuff that I'm going to buy.
How old are you, man?
I'm 24.
You're 24. See, I'll be 34, so I'm 10 years older than you. And I try to talk to a lot of these younger dudes about ownership, man, and especially when it comes to real estate, because like we were talking about as far as the mental health situation, these things aren't really talked about like in our communities and things like that. Now it's starting to be more frequent now, but up until now we had our parents, grandparents, and all these people that we would hear about in our families giving away land or messing money over. Like you said, I've got the same person in my family who buys, cars left and right and won't touch the property that's right there next to him, not knowing that that's where the family's going to be continued. That's where the dynasty is.
Yeah.
So no, I'm really, really, really happy to hear you talking about things like real estate and stocks and having an investment portfolio.
Yeah, I really believe you nothing until you own something. Like you gotta own something. You gotta have something. Like always finding mind blowing, like how gangs and stuff, they fight over blocks that's not theirs. Like we don't own it. Like
nothing.
Own it.
Don't own a house.
If all the drug dealers that's in the neighborhoods put their money together and bought back their block, that's way more powerful than what anybody else is talking about.
Absolutely.
Like unity and ownership.
Buy the trap house.
Yeah, like buy your trap house.
Buy your trap house. That's the message. Buy your trap house. Buy a trap out of the house that you own.
Don't try to take our slogan. We made it first.
Right. Trademark 2019.
Rogue.
Shouts out.
Just gonna sneak it in there.
Shouts out, yes.
All right.
Man,
subtle.
That's
right.
crazy. So with everything that's left, man, we know what's gonna happen if Oprah drops off a Duffy full of $1 billion. But getting back towards where you're actually headed until that happens, man. What 2020 is coming up? What's coming up for Gatson in 2020?
We working
Don't hold
on.
out.
That was a big sigh.
Yeah. We working on 2020 now though. But I can't really say what we're doing because it's not there yet. But
ready to execute.
It's a lot of stuff that we're working on.
I'm gonna leak it. I'm gonna just go ahead.
But until then,
I saw something about draft day.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about it.
But draft day coming this year though.
Oh, okay.
But it's gonna linger into next year because it's gonna really take off. Because I really believe that this project is my best work, and I believe that this is gonna be the one. Like we already got eyes on us, but I believe this project is gonna be the one that wake the world up to us. So
very cool.
Draft day, not to because I know you was gonna answer this question, so I'm just gonna tell you anyway. So
see.
Since you already know what he's going.
Draft day, I really want people to make their own opinion of what they think it's about. But for me, my truth is like about me beating survivor's guilt. Feeling like I'm getting so close to what people view as the American dream or like a goal. And I'm almost there, but I'm feeling like guilt because I got friends that's locked up. I got friends that's dead. And I got, friends that suffer from the local mindset. You know what I'm saying? That they not really coming up with me. That I wish they was there. So like, it's just hard. Like I was dealing with survivor's guilt when I was writing this project. So it really became like an emotional roller coaster. So that's the way I view the project, like a emotional roller coaster. Like it's songs on there for everybody. It's like, but I'm more vulnerable than blessed to become a blessing on draft day. So,
oh, wow. Yeah. I was going to say, man, I saw the title and first thing I thought it was, draft day, like you go into the league or even going into the military, man. It's that day where, people feel that everything that's about to start for you is going to be huge. Meanwhile, you're in a different type of mindset that's, completely fragile. And, people don't understand what it's really taking for you to stand at the front of this line and deal with what's about to happen.
Yeah.
So, when I saw that, that's what I was like, we're definitely going to talk about it. I didn't know if it was going to come out in 2020 or if it was coming out in 2019, but I saw it. And after hearing Letting Up, I didn't know if it was going to be on the project or not. Is Letting Up going to be on that project?
No, Letting Up not on the project.
Okay, it's just a single.
Letting Up is just like a Lucy. I got another track that's getting ready to come out next month. That's a Lucy that's not on the project, but
you'll have to give that to us, man.
It's quality, and it's like me talking my talk because I want to talk my talk and let y'all know that draft day is the one. Basically, just draft day is, in my opinion, about survivor's guilt.
Wow. Most people don't even understand what survivor's guilt even is to have to even hear you vocalize yourself dealing with it. So, it's one of them situations where you're literally explaining to people that you're feeling guilty because you're here.
Yeah.
You know, ultimately, to break it down, you're guilty because something happened. And then, like you said, you have these people in these tight places, vulnerable places, or even in better places that you feel like that could have been you or should have been you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, everything that you got coming up here for 2020, how can people find and keep track of Gatson? Because it's like you said, this is going to be the project that's really going to put eyes on you. Talk about and tell people where they can find you, how they can find your music, content.
You can follow me on every social media site. I am Gatson. That is IMGATSON. www.champagnegatson.com. Every streaming site, you can find my music. Blessed to Become a Blessing on every streaming service. Free Agency Era on every streaming service.
Do you have links to like most of those on the main website if you go there?
Yeah.
Starting
you go
point?
to the website, you can find all my music, really.
Pathways to everything.
Yeah, so Audio Mac, you can find it on Audio Mac, you can find it on iTunes, Spotify.
So whatever you
Pandora.
use, there's no excuse.
Yeah, it's no excuse. It's no excuse.
Oh, I have to listen to that when you put it on that thing that I have.
Yeah.
Okay. Bet.
So I put it on everything. So it's no excuse why you shouldn't be able to give me a stream. I'm broke. Help a brother out.
Trying to get that feedback on the music.
Facts.
I don't think you're going to be broke much longer. It sounds like you're popping off pretty good. Get you paid. That Roundtable bump. We're calling it now. Not
calling it
predicting
now?
the future. This is just actual fact.
Oh man, your nickname's gonna be Babe Ruth. I can say.
Why is that?
Oh, calling your shot now. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Now that works for me.
This dude's never had a candy bar before. All right, I got I got an across the table, not a glare, but a. Did you really say that?
Did you really just reference the Sandlot?
Yeah, I was going to say. You're showing your age a little bit.
I do like my dad jokes just a little too much. I'm sorry. I work in service industry. What are you going to do? That's apparently how I keep my sanity, quote unquote. I don't know how I got this to me, man. Just take the mic back, please.
It's too far away.
It's too far.
Shep, grab it. Shep, grab it.
If I mute myself.
Gotta go there, press some buttons. Quick, somebody else.
We should do another PSA so we don't forget. All right, so this PSA that we had planned this whole time.
He said slyly.
They don't know.
No one knowing.
Oh, I feel like, all right, I can't because I'm laughing too much for this one. All right, PSA. As a service focused towards makers who are new to the world of 3D printing, the Maker Lab is happy to announce Free Print Wednesday, sponsored by Ultimaker, who have just provided all new printers at the lab. Every Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., all prints that print in 1 hour or less are free of charge. One free print allowed on Wednesday. You should follow up with Ultimaker and the print lab.
So I don't know if anyone's never been to the Fab Lab. It's actually
for 3D printing. Yeah, I have one too.
A bunch of really cool stuff.
Amazing.
And like a lot of the artists around here, if we were trying to get into merch, like that is a place to go learn how to like merch. You can make your own clothing. You can like etch and stencil and get computers to just make everything really precise for you and really nice. So it's a fun place to be. You got to know what you're doing, or you got to ask someone to help.
I was
teach
just
you.
about to say. I had a friend who used to like be the manager over there briefly.
Yeah,
I noticed it all until after he was not the manager. But anyway, so he shows me through, and I was like, I've always wanted to see this place, and we go through it. Oh man! Afterwards, I just wanted to do everything and 3D print all the stupidest things. I feel like
now every time I go there, I'm just like, I want to make all of my own everything, like my own clothes. Like I should just go to the Fab Lab and make it. Then I realize I'm lazy. And I don't do any of that, but it's a really cool place.
But everyone there is very passionate, is my point.
Cool.
And so if you ask someone to help you with things, just like most things in life, music or otherwise, they are probably wanting to help you just like they wanted help.
Yeah. It's like a dozen people that are willing to help with most things. Like, want to take apart a microwave? There's someone there who will do it for you. Like, not
I will
for
say,
you, but like,
yeah,
walk you through.
I will say one of my favorite Chris Rock quotes, though, and I told this to a friend earlier today, and it's people want to help those who they are seeing already helping themselves. So when you see somebody, when you're walking along on the street and they're trying to shine shoes and all this just to make $1 or whatever, you know, most of us feel a little bit more inclined to do that just when the person stumbles up and is trying to get as much as they can out of us and, you know, not trying to provide a service or anything. And obviously there's a bunch of different situations, but I think that's just showing the example of when you have somebody that wants to give value, most people want to give value back.
I mean, there's good data on that. Like, people were basically like programmed to be like to do reciprocity. Like, no one really likes to get something without giving back. Like, I mean, I wouldn't mind, but
So if you want to trick your neighbors into getting some...
right. Still waiting on the Oprah duffel, but I mean, legitimately, she threw me like a big
You
sack
live
full
in
of
my
money. I'd
neighborhood.
probably be like, hey, yo, like I'd probably at least invite her to a barbecue or something. Like, I don't know, try and
And
return
on
the
that
favor.
note, Oprah, our favorite
Our
talk
favorite
show
sponsor.
host ever, our role model in all things life.
I'm just trying to get that paper.
With the Duffy.
Yeah, she definitely dropped that.
Duffy.
All right.
Get that Oprah money.
She's not married, right?
I thought she was married.
I don't know, man. What's Stedman doing that?
Is she married?
I thought Stedman was out.
Did they get divorced?
Hey, fact
I know, man. Somebody look that up.
Check that fact. Yeah. Oh, man, we got Pesci on the check. On the fact check.
Pesci all over, man.
He is doing everything.
Do we got one more track from you?
I do have more tracks to play. I don't think I have another
We've got a
radio
Gatson,
edit
another-
at the moment.
We've got like about 13 minutes left, and what? Two
No.
more Gatson tracks we can. What we got?
Let's see. I mean,
Check the time, gentlemen.
I want to play XXL or Independence Day, man. I really think, regardless of the situation, they should kind of hear these tracks.
Yeah, you can play Independence Day. People don't understand. Like I really wrote that on Independence Day.
It was all in a day then for you?
Yeah, it was like I wrote that on July 4th because like I said, his birthday July 14th. So
Week or so, too, before.
yeah, so like
All the cancers in the house.
I definitely was feeling some type of way about people celebrating Independence Day and just thinking like we didn't get justice for his murder. And I was just, I felt like writing.
And so many other things. There were a lot of people this
Yeah.
Independence Day in particular that were having problems celebrating.
Exactly.
And I can understand why, with good reason. We got a song coming up here soon. Thank you for joining us. If you are, this is our first show ever, Rogue Roundtable tonight. You can find us on Facebook at Rogue Roundtable 217. You can find us on Instagram at Rogue Roundtable. And we've got more stuff coming up as well. This is WEFT Champaign. You can catch us every Saturday here coming up 10 p.m. to midnight, doing public affairs, music, having interviews, and not just local either. So you will hear music from everything. Pretty much whatever we want to do. Within
whatever we could do and get away with.
So I feel special, y'all. I'm the first person on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, you
You
totally
need the horns for that.
I forgot two things at home: my sound effects belt and my
Bro,
tripod. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
We totally need a sound effect board. Like, I mean,
Somebody should have told me.
oh man,
I swear, last time someone asked about this, you said I have one, and I, in all seriousness, from across the room, but it probably didn't sound like it was like, please bring that.
They didn't hear you. Okay, so we're gonna have to. I know you wanted to play Independence Day, but I'm gonna play XXL, man.
that's what we got.
No, I've got Independence Day.
Or if it ain't got to be radio edit, I can give y'all exclusive for the track that's dropping next month. Ain't nobody heard this, but it's like I said, it ain't radio edit.
Is anyone out there gonna get mad? I haven't. No one said anything.
We can take the. I'll do the exclusive. I'm never gonna turn down a secret. Not at all. If you're gonna exclusive track.
I'm down to take the heat for this one. If we get in trouble, it is all on me. I'm not gonna follow my name after that though, so I'm just gonna leave that ambiguous.
Right.
It's all on me. One of the people here. You're too far from the mic for anyone to know who that was.
So this track is
Questions.
called Draft Day Prelude. It's literally the prelude to the EP. So enjoy.
Dope, so it's gonna fit. Yeah. Yeah. Look. Draft day, nigga, I'm ready for war. AP, ain't this what the world been waiting for? That real ish. Give me any beat and watch I kill it. The illness, that boy spit dope. I know the fiends gon' feel this. They say I'm oh so underrated. I came up, elevated my city. We bout to make it. This is the dedication. Run with me, you run from me. They want that smoke. I'm giving out that free gas. This that premium. Thinking cause you rock the metro that your shit booming. Get you jumped on from the top of the roast like I'm Jeff Hardy. I ain't reached my potential. Nah, not hardly. Next summer, watch I cop a Harley and roll through the city and stun on the ones that used to stun on me. Difference is I make this shit look so easy. Never had to sell my soul for the world to believe me. No cosign, but we still achieving. I'm really somewhere that they should be afraid of. This shit not even, we winning by landslides, bruh. Everything I own, never will I be a slave to fame. Believe in shit, when I leave this earth, they gon' know my last name, Gatson. Some niggas fake it till they make it on that acting shit. Me, I never had to, cause I'm more than just the average chick. Never had a pot to piss in, now that I got it, I piss gold on the ones that said I would've had shit. It's funny how the tables turn, huh? They see me blowing, now they feeling every word, huh? Always knew I would be straight like I got a perm, Used to beg to be on shows, they gave me the runaround. Now I'm asking promoters what their budget is. Tired of being humble, I'm pissed. What it's like to be the last one standing in the Royal Rumble. They never paid attention, worth the P. Now they gotta pay that price, no thinking twice, we need that fee.
He got in the cut, they don't even know me. Yo, let's drive me on the way now.
Exclusive.
Back to Rogue Tendency here. Rogue Round Table.
World exclusive.
I like it. That was good.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Gatson.
Next month it's coming. Things are about to get scary. I can't give you a release date, but
I was
things are
about to say, do you have a specific All right. Well, without too much further ado, we just got a song or two that we're going to play out tonight. But I wanted to thank everybody again for joining us. We are Rogue Roundtable, bringing you arts, technology, and business, interviews, public affairs, music, all sorts of things, all sorts of music, every week on Saturday, 10 p.m. to midnight. Please check us out. This is WEFT Champagne, and we're going to be playing you out here in just a second.
While Grant's messing with that, Gatson, I just want to thank you so much for coming out. It was great hearing from you.
Thank you for having me.
Best guest we could have had for the first show, because everything you said really resonates with what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
This was dope. Like I said, I told y'all I came to talk. I just
we
want to
have
talk.
you back anytime, man. More than welcome.
Yeah, please.
We need to fill some dead air. So, and everything you said was just something that I'm fully behind. So let's keep doing it.
Love.
Yeah, get out there in the community, make it up.
Yeah.
Hit up Gatson, check out his music. Here we go.
I know it's midnight, and it's a 2.5 hour drive. You said I'm welcome in your bed, and I don't have money for a hotel room. And so I'm driving to you. I should go to bed, I should get some rest, but I don't have any money for a room. So I'm driving to you. I'm driving to you. And you said I'm welcome in your bay. Got just enough for gas, so I'm speeding past, and I'm driving to you. I'm driving to you. it's a 2.5-hour drive. But you said I'm welcome in your bed, and I don't have money for a hotel room. And so I'm driving to you. I should go to bed, I should get some rest, but I don't have any money for a room. So I'm driving to you. I'm driving to you.